First step is Xenon, and it's good that you're ambitious and are kind of going beyond um, what is taught. But on the other hand, at least in these first few assignments, it's good to kind of follow a little more closely. Um, one thing you maybe missed out on is that the head should have, sort of a seam between the head and the body, like it might be able to turn separately, and I don't think there's quite so big of a gap there between the arm and the body. So, but it seems like you've got a pretty good handle on a lot of tools, many of which haven't been covered yet, it looks like. So, anyways, yeah, the point is good that you're going ahead. I think generally, for these first few assignments, what I would say is try to use the techniques I show, and then if you want to take it further, you can add additional detail that I don't add and those kinds of things. Which again, I can see that to an extent you did here, but the other thing you can focus on is try to make it closer to the image. Look at it side by side with the image and see see how you can make it look the same. So overall, it's a pretty good likeness. Some areas, I think a lot of stuff got too rounded, from the way you smooth. So you'll see later how we kind of bevel the pieces to help with that, control that better. And yeah, I mean, I guess in a way you've got the seam between the head and the body there. We'll look at a way to make this bumpy, just one possible approach, and you'll probably want to redo this to get the gauge in there. And again, by beveling, you could control the roundness of these things a little bit better. Did you bevel already? I don't think so. No. So, yeah, overall it's good work. I think you might take a little bit of a step back to, try to follow along a little bit more, and then again, if you want to go beyond it, just add more detail that isn't added in the lesson. Next up is Terra, and yeah, this is looking really good. I think you did this with a Boolean, which is not how I show to do it, but you can redo it the next time. And I think you'll want to redo these with the tools that I show. But this was looking, again, I discourage the use of Booleans, although in this case it made an okay looking shape that doesn't seem too problematic. Sometimes it makes worse, but it does, one of the things is like that's all one giant face, which is generally not such a good thing. So yeah, take a look at how I do it in the next lesson. But yeah, you've made it symmetrical. You've kind of gone beyond what was requested. I might make the feet a little kind of vertically thicker. They look maybe a little thin, and I think that'll become more obvious once they've been beveled. But yeah, overall, good work on this. Next up is Sam. And one thing is that the body is going to be, thicker than the head. The head might be a little thicker too, but the body is definitely going to be thicker than that. And yeah, you got all these basic shapes in. I think maybe you went a little big on these guys, potentially. Oops. Maybe go a little smaller on those. And it could also be that these are a bit thick too. So anyway, you might want to shrink these all down a bit. Yeah, and maybe that distance too. Not sure. Anyways, look at the reference, and I imagine the head to be more of like a cube shape. So yeah, check, kind of do a proportions check, and look at the reference image. I know it's not perfect because you don't have it from all the different views, but see if you can match a little closer. And yeah, you've got the beginning. Keep going. Next up is Daisy, and yeah, you've gone a little bit beyond the assignment, and that's fine. But yeah, I might try to. I think the arm, there's much too big of kind of a bend in here. I think if you look at the artwork, it's a bit. Again, you have to kind of use your imagination from the front, but you can imagine maybe that it's not quite so bent. And I picture his head being more of a cube, and also probably not overlapping the body there. And I feel like the body is going to be a bit more kind of cube shaped in its thickness, as the head, something more like that. I think would be better. Yeah, and then get the shoulder centered and get the arm a little straighter than it is. It definitely has a bend in it, maybe not that much. Get the legs recentered and all that. And yeah, as you do the next lesson, you can just keep pushing it forward. You might want to redo some of those areas you did manually with the techniques shown in the lesson. This is Zerang, and yeah, I mean, you've got the basic shapes in there. Everything looks aligned and reasonable, and you've got some depth to these pieces as well. So, it's all good. I mean, you didn't go above and beyond, but that's fine, and it's just the first assignment. So, yeah, keep following the lesson and keep going.